What's going on YouTube? Got another quick knife review here for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Lionsteel TiSpine. This is actually a pretty old knife. I think it came out over 3 years ago if I'm not mistaken. But made by Lionsteel in Maniago, Italy. And Lionsteel really became popular through its introduction of, I think really one of the first production titanium integral knives. And if you guys aren't familiar, integral meaning that the entire frame of the knife is milled from one solid billet of titanium. Normally, if you're looking at a knife like the Sebenza, in which I compare every other knife to, you have two slabs of titanium and then they're fixed together by screws with a standoff or a back spacer, and then the pivot with the actual knife blade in there. But for something like the TiSpine or the SR1, it again is milled from one solid thick billet of titanium, and all that material is just milled straight out of there via whatever tooling or a CNC machine. So when the SR1 came out, it kind of hit the knife scene by storm because one, integrals weren't that popular or well known at the time. Only a few custom makers had them, and then for production level knife that had this integral machining and at the production level price, SR1 at the time I think was about $400 or maybe $375, around there. This one with the Iguana Damascus is a little bit more expensive, about $475. But those prices are really reasonable for the amount of machining and tooling that has to go into, as well as fit and finish of something like this. I still have yet to figure out how these makers bend the lock bar in far enough to get enough spring on the lock bar. But anyway, a lot of custom makers, like Peter Recenti or Scott Cook, or Michael Raymond, like this Estrella right here, they kind of popularized the whole integral thing. And but these knives, the knives were extremely expensive. The Recentis start at well over $1,000. I think right now his table prices are around $1,200. And Estrella, right now they're discontinued, but Michael Raymond's doing the Starlets, and I believe they start out at around $1,300 or $1,400, if I'm not mistaken. And so, these integral knives were pretty expensive. So, starting out at $375 or $400 for production level, integral frame lock now is pretty awesome. To be able to get into the hands of the masses. Now I think Spyderco, this is, again, an older knife. Spyderco's got the Nirvana coming out, which is a collaboration with Peter Recenti. And, not many other companies are doing production level integrals. Recently, Custom Knife Factory just released its Integra. I think it's, or no, Tegral folder, which is also an integral folder. So anyway, just giving a little bit of background for the TiSpine. Obviously this is a smoothed out machine. All these scalloping, if you will, all the way to the sunburst pattern milling all throughout the frame of this knife is pretty impressive. So a lot of CNC machining and polishing, as well as smoothing out, had to go into this knife. And of course, they had practice with this SR1, to be able to round out all these corners and edges. So it's a very smooth knife, definitely a very, gentleman's carry knife. Overall, it's a 3.35 inch blade of Elmax steel. And then the overall length is about, it says 7.68 inches long. So you got a stainless steel polish clip here as well. So all the polish, finish, and whatnot Just makes for a very nice formal carry. They have several offerings. This polished finish definitely is a fingerprint magnet. So they do have matte finishes, and they offer them in either silver, just the raw titanium color, or the bronze or goldish color. And they also have kind of a purple blue finish as well for their knives. Overall, just it's very comfortable. The little bit of jimping here on the spine, so it's nice and all. It's not going to be one that you're going to do any hard use with. The LMAX Edge is going to hold pretty well. One thing about Lionsteel as well, their packaging. For the SR1 came in this wood box. Even has its own little tool here to undo the pocket clip. For the TiSpine, it's not reversible, because it's slanted. It curves along with the handle, so you're not going to be able to reverse that on this side. So you don't necessarily need a tool. But in terms of packaging, it comes with this nice little plastic tube and seals in there. So just another nice little thing for the Lionsteel packaging. Overall here against the Sebenza, you can see it's a little bit smaller than the 3.65 inch Sebenza, and then same thing with the Lionsteel SR1. It's a little bit bigger at a 3.6 or 3.5 inch blade. Definitely measures up pretty well against the Estrella, even though the Estrella is just a little bit bigger as well. So, but it's got a stop pin construction similar to the SR1. It has Teflon washers inside, so it's a smooth folder. I loosened the pivot just the slightest bit, so you're able to flick it out. So no real issues there. Again, it's overall very comfortable formal carry knife. For me, I just never carried it just because I have a lot of different options out there. I typically carry more mid-techs to customs. I would say this qualifies as a mid-tech, just with the amount of detail that goes into it. I think this is a very good-looking knife, to be completely honest. So, but I recently traded this off for another knife, so I'll be getting that one in. But just want to do a quick little review before I ship it off. So, yeah, if you haven't had a chance to experience, integral frame lock, the SR1 is a good one to get. You can even do it in aluminum if you want to go the cheaper option. But the TiSpine, if you're looking for a small formal carry, gentleman's carry knife, this is to be honest, a really, really good option. So I'm a little bit bummed that I'm trading it off, but it's just one of those ones that I never carried. Got in the trade a long time ago, and kind of just been sitting in its little tube right here. So anyway, that's a quick take on the Lionsteel TiSpine. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.